Hey, Brad Kearns here, having so much fun filming these great primal fitness videos for you. Guess what? We read and evaluate every comment, every email. We want to give you the absolute best content you ask for. We get great feedback on the running technique and the sprinting drills and the challenging skipping sequences, but we also hear from people saying, hey, can you tone some things down a little bit and give me something to work on if I'm a very basic, unfit person just trying to improve a little bit. And one area that's extremely important to improve upon is our balance, our agility, and our mobility. The sobering statistic from Centers of Disease Control in the United States, the #1 cause of injury and death in Americans over age 65 is falling and associated bad stuff happening after you fall, break your hip, you're bedridden, you get pneumonia, you die. It's a bad deal and it happens so frequently. We're all touched by this tragedy of people falling apart before their time. And so working on balance is a matter of life or death, as well as a way to prevent injury when you're still trying to have some fun, be fit, do some weekend warrior stuff. So let's start the very, very basic, and don't snicker or laugh until you try it and notice that it's not super easy. But the first thing is to just try to balance on one leg. And look at me, Mr. High Jump Takeoff guy. You can see a little bit of instability already as my foot's trying to anchor on the ground and be quiet and just hold on one leg. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the other leg. You can have a soft bend in the knee. That helps a little bit to kind of improve your proprioception. I would typically do these bare feet. Right now I got some Vibram shoes on, but I'm still getting that 5-toe experience and connected to the ground. Don't do these in big athletic shoes. Do them in bare feet or Vibrams. And after about 20, 30 seconds, you want to take a break, because what we're really doing here, of course we're training our muscles, especially the small stabilizer muscles that aren't used much when we're throwing around heavy weights, but we're also training our brain and improving that proprioception and those neural connections between the brain and balancing on the foot. And so we don't want to extend too long. We want to have these nice little tight sequences of good form, good technique, and then rest and take a break. Give the brain a break and a chance to reintegrate all those sensations. Now, to make it a little bit more difficult, we're going to rise on the ball of one foot and hold that position. It's pretty tough. You could see some instability. I'm just trying to quiet my lower extremities. My heel is off the ground. I don't know if the grass is obscuring that, but just get the heel slightly off the ground. It's a big difference. And then we'll switch to the other foot. Onto the ball, other leg off the ground. Try to quiet the foot. Hold it for a bit. Next in the sequence, let me get on this so you can see how my heels are off the ground more. I'm just gonna rise onto the balls of both feet and bend my knees a little bit to engage the arches and the fascial system. Thank you, Bryson Newell, with the VIDYA method, VIDYA, talking about the importance of strengthening, improving your fascial tone. So you can see I'm articulating, I'm engaging that tendon cord at the top of the foot as I hold this position. And this is working on not only balance, but the fascial tone along the bottom of my foot. It's also nice to work with uneven surfaces. Katie Bowman, Move Your DNA, a whole book about these types of things, about how important it is to go out and walk on the trails instead of sidewalks. So here I am in a sand pit, a convenient sand pit. Get some sand out of the way, raise up onto the ball of my foot, and try to work through an unstable surface. I also love the 2.5-inch foam pad that you see in the fitness clubs. And standing on that, boy, is that a challenge, especially when I'm doing exercises. Take notice of where you feel strain in the muscles. Right now I feel it a little bit in my calf and through my arch. And over time, as you continue to do these exercises, you should feel less muscle strain and more ability to just lock into this pose and hang there for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever's comfortable for you. Oh, how often should I do these? Where can I do these? Anywhere. You can do them at your work desk while you're at your stand-up desk. You can do them while you're watching TV. You can do them while you're eating green eggs and ham. But if you get this into your mix, into your daily routine, just doing some one-legged balancing can make a big change, and you'll see it in your sports performance too. If you're going to jump up and dunk a basketball or do anything that involves explosive or side-to-side movement, you better, sure as heck better be pretty good at balancing on one leg. Now we want to assume the standard lunge position. So my knee is tracking over the ball of my foot. It's not ahead of that. It's right over the ball of my foot. It's not caved in. It's in a perfectly vertical line. Ball of the foot, knee, hip, everything's on line. And I'm gonna hold this lunge position. 30 seconds if you can handle it, or until muscular fatigue prevents you anymore. But this is a great balance position as well as strengthening. Extra credit, you can raise your hands and hold this lunge position. And of course, after you've reached fatigue there, let's try the other leg. Hold the lunge position, arms overhead for extra credit. And we'll end this basic balance skills video with rising into a takeoff position for a jump, getting that knee as high as you can, and holding that position. Try to make it for 30 seconds. You might be wobbling around. I'm just trying to quiet that leg. I'm looking at one spot in front of me, really concentrating, keeping my arms up high, keeping my knee high, going for a comfortable length of time. Not too brutal, again, because we want to reintegrate the neural pathways, not strain too bad, not be rocking back and forth, but just enough to feel, whew, that was pretty tough. And you do feel this weird sensation when you come down, that your brain needs a little bit of a break, that you just learned something cool. So I try to catch my breath a little bit, and then I'm gonna rise into the other foot, looking at one spot. There's some chewing gum in lane 3 on the track, so I'm checking out the chewing gum and holding it just for a comfortable length of time where I'm starting to feel my arms, my hip flexors. You see me getting a little more shaky, and then I come out of it. That's a great sequence. Do it every day. Do it here, there, everywhere. Thanks for watching, and we'll have more for you, a little higher degree of difficulty, so jump over to some more video fun and action.